The Spanish Immersion Program was discontinued by the district mainly for budgetary reasons. There was a movement by parents of Spanish immersion students to raise funding for the program for at least one more year. You think that would have been a viable approach for continuing the program for that one more year? And do you think that the Spanish Immersion Program is something that the district should be offering?
All right, so there were 2 yes/no questions, and my answer is yes. But first, let me just address the Spanish immersion families came together and said, we want to bring $915,000 together as donations to EEF. And our district said, well, those are not written commitments to EEF. Those are, they're not concrete donations, right? It's not, money was not in hand. Which was disappointing because I honestly believe that the families, the Spanish immersion families, were serious with their donations. We put our names on a form and the amount of money that we were willing to donate over a 3-year period, with over $600,000 that would have been available this calendar year. So let me tell you about the economics of the Spanish Immersion Program. So I had heard arguments that said those teachers made a stipend, and so it wasn't inequitable. Those teachers made a $7,000 stipend for being Spanish immersion teachers.
That was on top of their regular salary.
On top of their regular salary, that's right. My counter is, for every one student we attract who's in district, for every student that we bring in from outside of district, for every student that we keep that decides not to leave and not to go to Magellan or AIS, that one student brings with them $6,160. So that one student almost covers the full stipend. So to me, it was really disappointing to see us eliminate the program because it was sticky. And especially when we know that we have an enrollment problem. The question I answered just a little bit ago, in the elementary schools, this was one of the few programs that was actually sticky for our elementary schools. So the other question was, would I want to bring it back? I would. But if I brought it back, I would really look at it in a different way than we did it before. When we have students in our district, we need to have programs, be able to provide funding for the programs for their entire time at Eanes. So when you come and you enroll your child in our district, they're here 13 years. So if we're making decisions that we can't sustain for the full 13 years of their enrollment, we don't need to do it. And so to bring a program back like Spanish Immersion, we would have to have a very thoughtful plan to show how we would cover those costs.